This is the Pure Elan One DAB+ digital radio. It can also receive FM stations and has Bluetooth connectivity for streaming from a phone or tablet. It's one of a few new models from Pure which were revealed in 2020. The Elan One comes in black or white, has a colour screen, a single speaker and weighs just under half a kilogram. In the box you get the radio itself, there's a bit of information, you can get a full user guide on the Pure website, and there's a USB lead as well. There's no USB power adapter to plug straight into the wall, so you will need to buy one separately, or you might be able to use one that you have for an old mobile phone or an old tablet, as long as it has the right USB socket on it. The paper quick start guide in the box covers basic operations, Bluetooth, alarms and timers. The full user guide, which is online, also covers things like the equalizer settings and other options. After connecting the radio to the mains or inserting the batteries, it can be switched on by pushing the round knob on the front. The radio then scans for stations. When it's next switched on, it will return to the station that was listened to last. Reception of DAB stations is comparable to other portable radios we've tested in the same place. However, compared to this earlier Pure radio, FM reception doesn't seem to be quite as good for weaker signals. A single rotary control is used to switch the radio on and off, change the station and adjust the volume. With many stations on DAB now, it's quicker to turn the knob to select a different station than to press up and down buttons. Pushing the knob will turn the radio on and holding it in will switch the radio off. When the radio is switched on, the sound can be muted by pushing the knob briefly. The rotary knob is quite small but responds well to changing the volume or looking for another station. If you frequently browse stations, you might find the larger rotary knob on the other Pure Elan models is easier to use. To browse the list of available stations, the Stations button has to be pressed first. This opens the list of stored stations which can be browsed by turning the rotary knob left and right. A different station can be selected by pushing in the knob. This works well, but if you forget to press the Stations button first, you'll find yourself changing the volume. Presets are quite easy to set. Holding down the preset number will save the station, and a list of presets can be used if you frequently listen to lots of different stations. DAB, FM and Bluetooth modes can be selected by pressing the Source button. The sources do switch over quite quickly. The 2.4-inch TFT colour display has a resolution of 320 by 240 and in digital radio mode shows the name of the station and program information, the time and signal strength. The benefit of a small colour display like this over a traditional display is that you can see more information at once. The larger display also makes it easier to browse radio stations, as 7 can be shown at a time on the list. A potential downside of this display is that the text is much smaller than on some other Pure radios and the similarly priced Roberts Play 10. Although the display is bright and the text is clear, some users may still prefer larger text with less information. The radio has a single 2.5-inch full-range driver and the specifications give the output as 3 watts. At full volume, the radio fills a kitchen without the sound distorting. Out of the box, the radio sounds reasonably good for a radio at this price. Music sounds a bit bass heavy, and when tuned into a station like Heart on DAB, the bass can be a bit too imposing and the vocals can sound a bit dull. This could be due to the equalizer settings in the radio. The normal option is enabled by default and other presets can be chosen for pop, rock, classical music and so on. A custom option under My EQ is also available. Here the bass and treble can be changed to your personal preference. Initially the My EQ setting can sound quite flat, with 0 set for bass and treble and the loudness turned off. After tweaking the bass and treble and leaving the loudness turned off, it's possible to get a more subtle sound for pop and rock music. This is quite a small radio, and if you have a large kitchen or living room, or listen to the radio for specific music programs, a radio from Pure's Evoke range might be better. When adjusting the volume of the radio or changing radio stations, sometimes interference can be heard through the headphones. This seems to occur in time with the change of information on the display. On the back of the radio is the USB socket for power. There's also a 3.5mm headphone jack and a little flap as well to open up for batteries, where you can insert 4 AA batteries. Bluetooth can be used to stream music, podcasts and other audio from a phone or tablet. The connection process is quick and simple. On the same row as the presets are play, pause, back and forward buttons for the Bluetooth mode. These can be used to control playback of media from a smartphone without having to open up the app on the device. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be possible to see information such as the current track name on the display in Bluetooth mode. Support is available from Pure's website and technical support can be contacted through a web form. The radio comes with a 2-year warranty. Overall, the radio looks good, it's easy to use and the option to change the EQ settings is welcome. The sound from the headphone output is fuller and livelier than some of its rivals. On this particular radio, I found the rotary knob occasionally doesn't respond when you push it in and you have to push it again. The short USB power lead and lack of an included adapter could be an issue for some. At the time of recording, the radio is available from Hughes for about £40. See new videos about digital radio when they're uploaded by subscribing below.